What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the quartering, and the defense has just rested in the Jussie Smollett trial down in Chicago. And what's been interesting to me is some of the revelations from today, of course, but also just how many of the same media outlets that hyped up the whole hoax in the first place are curiously quiet on the whole trial, in which Jussie looks like an absolute lunatic and has zero chance of winning. Zero. It's not about like if Jussie's going to lose. It's like how badly is he going to lose? And of course, we have new, interesting, spicy little nuggets from today. Study after hyping the fake Jussie incident, corporate media buries the hoax trial. In 2019, the networks hyped up the shocking claims of Empire actor Jussie Smollett, who had been gone after by a deranged mega mob on the streets of Chicago. Now ABC, CBS, and NBC are hiding Jussie's trial for allegedly hoaxing the whole thing. On the morning and evening newscast from November 29th through December 6th, CBS allowed no coverage of the trial. ABC managed to scant 22 seconds, and NBC offered the most, yet a still meager 178 seconds. ABC, the most shameless. On February 14th, 2019, Good Morning America's Robin Roberts devoted a whopping 17 minutes and 52 seconds to her, quote, exclusive interview with Jussie Smollett, recounting his claims. Robert practically acted as a PR agent, hailing the man who's claimed that mega people went after him. So far, since the trial started on November 29th, the embarrassed Good Morning America journalists haven't returned to the Smollett hoax. Instead, it was left to World News Tonight anchor Dave Muir. Last Monday, he offered a quick 22-second update. Is anybody really surprised by this? Also, a judge now rejecting yet another desperate attempt for a mistrial. Per Breitbart News, the judge in the Jussie Smollett trial has denied a motion for mistrial after the defense claims they were not able to properly cross-examine one of the accused brothers. The report adds, the case seeks to determine whether Jussie, a gay black man, lied to the police in 2019 when he said that he was on the receiving end of the being in mega country. I'm sorry. Prosecutors claim the disgraced actor paid $3,500 to two brothers. We know that. Thursday, lawyers for Jussie called for another mistrial after the judge called their evidence irrelevant and claimed he physically lunged at them. Also denied. Judge Lynn was not impressed and denied that as well. Now, just moments ago, Jussie has an outburst, interrupts. Jussie interrupts special prosecutor Dan Webb as Webb was reading aloud one of Jussie's messages that had the N-word in it. Jussie says, can you please spell or say the N-word out of respect for every African American in this room? You've been saying that word a lot. Actually, you said it. You said it a lot. I mean, he's only reading your words, right? Some of the big takeaways, of course. Jussie said that he kept the rope around his neck because his creative director told him to do so. When PD arrived at Jussie's home after about an hour, the actor was captured on Bodycam footage still wearing the rope around his neck and told cops, I just wanted you to see it. On Monday, he testified that he had taken off the rope after he got back to his apartment, but put it back on after his creative director, Frank Gazden, told him to. Why would I keep it on, Jussie said when he asked him to take it off. Frank told me to put the stuff back on and not to mess with the evidence. The actor then testified he would never have called the police after the incident because as a black man in America, he doesn't trust the police. That's rich coming from a guy that faked the whole thing. He also says, as an ambitious actor, he hesitated over how it could impact his career. I want to play a boxer. I want to play a superhero. I want to blow stuff up, Jussie said. The moment I got beat, I became a bundle of sticks who got whooped. Not really. There's the rope. That's some like grade A twine that they got from Walgreens. Now, this is perhaps one of the biggest bombshells. The actor claims that CNN host, international newsreader Don Lemon told him Chicago cops didn't believe his story. During his testimony, Jussie said that he received a text message from Don Lemon saying the CNN host had gotten a text from Chicago police saying they didn't believe his story, which is why Jussie was uneasy about turning over his phone records to investigators. Oh, so you didn't want to turn over your phone records because you were literally colluding with CNN to hype up this fake incident. I wonder if international newsreader Don Lemon knew it was fake too. Now, was one of the Osendario brothers, who the actor paid him to do his thing, hooked up with Jussie, he testified. And you know what? Somebody told me, I don't know if this is true or not, but I guess in Nigeria, being outed is a dangerous thing. And so Jussie, if it was true or not, if this guy was, if Jussie did out one of the brothers as gay, that's potentially dangerous for him. And also, he outed him to protect himself. Yet another selfish move. Police say that he staged the whole thing because he's upset with his salary. This is how much he was making. He was making $28,000 per episode for a 10-episode season. So he made $300K that year. His pay was bumped up modestly at the end of the second season, but after the series' success, he renegotiated his contract and was pulling $80K per episode by season 3, $90K season 4, and $100K by season 5 when he was fired. Each season after the first 18 episodes. So he made $1.8 million in season 5, and he didn't think that was enough. He didn't think that was enough money, so he ruined his whole career. And he enjoys the herb. Big deal. I don't care about that. What's other interesting thing to me is Jussie went on stage and said, bold, like with a straight face, that the whole thing really happened. He says, there was no hoax. Jussie claims under oath that he was driving, enjoying a blunt and texting in car with the brothers. What? Like, we know. Jussie also testified that it had become a running joke on the set of Empire that the brothers were actually his security team. He claimed that he didn't want the studio to provide security because he preferred to drive around in his own car and enjoy his herb during lunch breaks. The defense went on to argue that the brothers were attempting to scare Jussie into officially hiring them and to provide security. As to the night of the incident, Jussie claimed that the Osendarios' call was to discuss personal training and a meal plan, after which they discussed a trip to Walgreens to buy the eggs he told him that he needed to eat. Brother makes $2 million a year and he still needs to run to Walgreens. Dude doesn't have DoorDash or Postmates or Meijer, my local grocery store, delivers too. I don't care about him enjoying drugs or whatever like that. That's not relevant to the case. But he said under oath that one of the brothers said he never had any kind of physical relationship with Jussie. He told the court that he had orchestrated the entire thing, saying that Jussie had told them what they were, where they were supposed to be, the words they were supposed to use, and they even had, of course, the famous dry run footage. What's interesting to me here is what's perhaps the most damaging is the involvement of international newsreader Don Lemon. He's going to have to answer for this. Are we going to have a second CNN anchor outed? I mean, Chris Cuomo was just fired after mountains of evidence and unprofessional behavior. Are we going to have international newsreader Don Lemon involved in all this? It sure seems like it. I mean, that's why he didn't want to hand over his phone records, allegedly. He declined to give his phone to Chicago PD in part because he said that he'd gotten an earlier text from Don Lemon saying he'd gotten a text from CPD saying they don't believe me. Objections, then sidebar. Jussie also had private photos on his phone, plus contact info for my boss, everybody, my mom, my family, my siblings. They're extremely important activists in my phone, executives and actors, so I didn't want to turn it over. Well, no, you didn't want to turn it over because there was evidence that you were faking the whole thing. It's interesting that both Jussie and Don Lemon had each other's back that night, isn't it? And all the coverage that CNN gave it. They were all in on it in some way or another. Now, I hope he sees the inside of a jail cell for the maximum penalty. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.